Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire. I might have the biggest smile I've ever had in my life on my face right now. I've been home, I've had a bit of lunch, I've taken the dog for a walk. So I've returned to the scene of the crime. When I was last here, which was about an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours ago, I was digging a hole right here. And within that hole was a hammered silver coin from sometime probably around about the 1200s. I think it's Edward the First, so 1270 through to 1307, give or take. I've returned because that's the other one, just where the disturbed ground is there. And what I've got with me is my GPS, my Garmin. So I have recorded the find spots for the 3 coins, which is a very important thing to do. It gives a huge amount of information, but it also helps the Detectorist, because it means when you return to the scene of the crime to investigate further, you can get right to the spot and you'll have that as a record for ever and ever. Now, I've no idea if this is going to be a 2-parter, a 1-parter, a 3-parter. This could end with a huge collection of Coke cans over the next 3 hours, which is roughly how long I've got before it gets dark. I've got an extra jumper on, keep me nice and warm, and anything is possible. Anything is possible. This is just, honestly, the emotion of finding 3 medieval coins. Medieval coins are really what do it for me. I love Roman coins as well, but medieval take you back to William Wallace and Robert the Bruce is just something else. So the gold coin as well was unbelievable. But I don't know when I start saying the H word, Horde. But certainly I'm going to have a good hunt around this area and see what else there is to be found. So let's go and find out. I'm sure as well many of you will be wanting to know, what programme was it on? Well, I was on programme 18, which is sensitive. It's a custom program, but it's not really. It's sensitive full tones, which is program 3. And all I've done is I've saved it as an extra program because I've changed it from whatever it is to square tone. So I've just changed the tone, but I am running on 0.71, not 1.1. So bear that in mind. But other than that, it's just the bog standard program. And as you heard, all the targets came through pretty well. Well, I've been up and down religiously over an area about 15 metres by 15 metres, and I've just stepped out it. I've also changed to my deep custom programme, and that is an absolute screamer. 79. I would say silver, but it just, well, I suppose if it was hammered. But it could well just be a bit of stainless steel or aluminium. But something medieval and amazing would be even better. It's gone. Where's it gone? Well, there you go. That is not medieval. There you go. I waited half an hour, 40 minutes to get a signal, and it's a moo tube for an udder infection on cows, probably. Antibiotics. Now look at that output. 73. Well, I don't know about you lot, but my heart's in my mouth. It's well within the realms of a hammered penny. I can see something there that looks a bit round, maybe. It is. Well, it might be a coin or it might be a button. I think it's going to be a button. If I can get the mud off in a minute. Well, I tell you what, it's paper thin. It might be a dandy button. Or it might be a coin. Well, I don't know is the answer at the moment. I can't see any bit of a shank. But what I'll need to do is copper, so I'll need to let it dry out. But look how thin it is. Surely too thin for a button. But I'll let it dry out, I'll give it a brush, and I'll get right back to you with a bendy thumb. Well, over to you all on this one. You can see how thin it is. It's as thin as a hammered coin. It's copper alloy. I think this is just corrosion here in the centre. There's not a fitting for a loop on that side. And I cannot see anything on that side either, right in the middle. I'm wondering if it could be a jeton. A jeton, which is, it literally translates, I think, from French to English. A jeton is a token. And they could be used for all sorts, for trade, for counting, even as currency in some places. So could that be a jeton, a jeton? Can't see any obvious decoration on it, but it's just the fact that it's so thin. Well, as I say, we're about 15 metres away from, about 50 feet away from the two hammered pennies. So you have to wonder. Let me know in the comments below. It'll go into the museum with the other stuff. Got another wee squeaker here. Pretty silent. 52, 53. I'm going to get my back to the wind. Ah, stone. That's another stone. A lot of stones. Still down there. Not easy digging. Still in there. One more and then we'll get the pinpointer out. We're out. No, we're not. We're not. Still in there, but not sounding quite so good. Must have been a bit of stone picking done here. There's almost like a trackway or something going on. There's a strip of stone anyway. Folks, is that? It is, you know. That is going to be, surely, another one. Surely that is another one. Just not enough of it on show. That has to be. Yeah, that's got to be. That has got to be another hammered coin. That'll be number 4. Right. Water time. Come to life. Yep, there's definite letters on there. Oh, it's broken. It's broken, but that wasn't me. Well, at least I hope it wasn't. Get off, mud. Oh, it's a beauty. Look at the face. Oh, unbelievable. Oh, what a shame it's broken. Oh, it doesn't look like an old break too. Other side. Can't believe this. It's a much shinier coin. Much brighter colour than the last ones. It's London again. So that's Civi, C-I-V-I. There's TAS, T-A-S, City of, L-O-N-D-O-N, London. So we've got another London penny. It's actually got a really bad crack running right through there. So it's probably lucky that I found that, because I don't think it would have lasted much longer. Right, I'm going to clean this up off camera and get back to you. Unbelievable. Well, yet again, XP DEUS 2, what a machine. Another hammered, and that is an absolute cracker of a coin. Excuse the dog here. It's another Edward. Edward the First, Edward the Second, Edward the Third. It's going to be one of the three of them. It's quite a strong portrait. What a shame it's been broken. It does look like a fairly fresh break. I will have a wee scoot about with a pinpointer just in case the fragment's still around, but it does look very, very fresh. I hope it wasn't me, but look at that terrible crack running right across it. I'm frightened to even touch it because it might just fall apart. But it's one of the Edwards, the first, the second or the third. Hopefully Edward the First, Longshanks. And it could date any time between, I think it was about 1272 through until about 1370 that the Edwards ruled. Edward the First, Second and Third, so it's going to be one of them. But it's just unreal. So that's 4 hammered coins, all from the 1250s, 1350s, off this same field. I'm slowly entering the heart attack phase again. So we had junk, hammered coin, junk, and right here is an absolutely beautiful sounding 78. Bit high for a hammered. But what's interesting actually, because I'm sure that first hammered came in 70 odd, and then we got a 50. So, well, anything's possible. I think there might be something right there. Yeah, there is. What is that? Oh, gold. What is that? Just a button? It's got a hole in it, whatever it is, but it's off centre on that side. That's interesting. Right, I'm going to clean this up off camera because I'm going to have to be really, really gentle with it. It's gilded. I don't want to take the surface off. So I'm just going to give it a wee gentle dab and then get back to you. Right then folks, what do you think? It's gilded. You can see the gold. There's a reasonable amount on the back, but there's even more on the other side. Now the holes, they don't look particularly well done. They're also not central. And on the other side, well, you can see there's a ring running around the outside edge, but again, it's not perfect. Now, given the fact that I'm next to a medieval church and I found 4 hammered coins, could this be medieval? It's certainly got potential. So let me know in the comments below. I don't think I can take much more of this. Well, I wish I could show you the view because the sun is getting lower, the scenery is utterly spectacular. I can see for 10 or 15 miles in practically all directions. Well, certainly in 300 degrees, because we're right up on a hilltop. Perfect place for a medieval church. We've got a 53, 54, 55. It's definite hammered coin territory. It's also tinfoil territory. What have we got now? It's a bit better. 57, 58. Right. Are you excited? I am. Must be there. It is there. Ah, it's foil. Foiled again. Well, there you go. I thought for a wee second there, do you see all those little lines? Well, not a hammered, but that is the problem. Right in these tyre ruts. The light is starting to fade. It's going to be pitch black in 20 minutes, half an hour. Clocks have changed. Oh, we're out. 88. Sounds coin-like. Sounds like a penny all day long. It is. There is 1 pence. Georgie, yet again. George V. The man who gave me gold. All is forgiven, George. That's quite a nice patina. And on the other side, will we get a date? It's a little bit more rough, a bit of crusty stuff on there. 1913. So the eve of the outbreak of the Great War and the year before my gold coin. So there you go. This one didn't sound amazing, pretty shallow, it's just popped out, and it's reading a 47. Is that on? It is on. Where's it gone? I'm sure it was there. It's there. 47, so what's that, a musket ball? Oh, it's not, it's a wee button. It's a little button, but it's an old little button. There's me brush. It might have even been sitting on the surface, you know that, look at that loop. Just about ready to snap. That is a little waistcoat button or a cufflink type button. And that's probably going to be quite old. That's probably going to be 15 or 1600s, I would think. Tudor or Jacobean, that kind of period. But I've had a few like this before in the past, but look at how thin that is, ready to snap. Nice. This one, 77. Nice sweet sound. Ground's a bit heavier here, a little bit stonier. We're out. We might have a wee clod for you. Somewhere in there maybe. We've got another one. I don't believe this. Number 5. And it might well be another Edward. This is unbelievable. What a day. What a day. See if only this stubble was shorter. My God, it would be a lot easier. I might have had more by now. I'm running out of water. I've sprayed that many things today. That is 100% a hammered penny. Look at that. What have we got? Oh, that's Tass there. Civitas something. OTR? Don't know. It looks like it ends. It might be Cantor. It might be CANT. It is. No, CAN cross TOR, possibly. It might be another Canterbury. It might be another Canterbury. It looks like it's got good detail on it. Oh, it does. Look at that. Look at that. Right, let me give this a clean up off camera. I'll get right back to you. Well, I barely get any battery left in my microphone because I've been digging up lots of tin and lots of lead. So I've had to keep plugging it in. And I've barely got any battery left in my phone either. So my car's about a 10-minute walk away. So if I'm lucky, I might make it there before I run out of battery. That is a penny. It's another Edward. And you can see his head right there, complete with curly locks of hair. Maybe Edward I, Longshanks himself. And who knows, maybe this was kissed by William Wallace. So just in case it was, 5 hammered coins and a gold and a dog. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think we've got another coin. 89.90, and I think it's a 1 pence. Spendable right there. It is. It could be £1. It's not. It's a 3pence. It's a 3 pence. See, it's got that, what is it, 8 sides? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know, let's call it 12. let's call it 12 sides. My brain is unable to count. It's George the 6th, I do believe. And it is 19... No, it isn't. Is it? It is, yeah. 1947 or 42. Or is it 62 and it's Elizabeth? Oh my god, my eyesight is just... No, it's definitely George. George the 6th, so he died in 1947, so it must be 1942. Although it just looks like a 6. So, there you go, 3 pence. By this point, I think pint of beer was up to over 6 pence, 7 pence, maybe even 8 pence a pint, so it wouldn't even get us a half. We got another 70, 72, 74, hammered number 6. Would be nice, wouldn't it? We're out. As you can see, I'm almost losing the daylight. I'm just heading back to the car just now, so if this is another one, then you'll need to drag me off this field. Ah, what's that? No, what's that? That's it. It's lead again. More lead. Well, happy to keep digging lead as long as I keep getting good stuff like this. Well, like I've had. Brilliant. It's just a random wee piece. Fantastic. Well, folks, we've got the sunset behind me. It's nearly dark. We've got about 10 minutes before it's pitch black. The sun is right on the horizon, and what a day, what a day. I could dig, I could be out here for all night long. Give me a head torch. But unbelievable, 5 hammered coins. Just lost for words, and gold. Well, my microphone battery ran out at some point. What I was saying, depending on at what point it cut off and I was talking to myself, was let's go and have a look at the finds in the light box. So welcome back to the light box. It's been a while, but these finds deserve a closer look, that's for sure. What an incredible day's detecting. I'm going to get a lot of abuse from some of my fellow detectorists, I'm sure, who are going to laugh at the hysterical reactions. I haven't really watched it all back myself yet, but I'm going to be editing the video today. And without doubt, there were several moments where I was ready to cry. And I'm sure that will probably come across in the videos, or video. Haven't decided if it's going to be a 1-part or a 2-part. So we have got 7 modern coins, which date from Queen Victoria to more recent. We've got 5 medieval hammered coins, and we've also got, included in the 7 more modern, is the gold. Don't worry if it's a little bit out of focus. It's the little dog that's throwing the camera because it's tall. But we'll take a wee look at everything a little bit closer. Now, I'm undecided on this. Is it a button? Is it a jeton, a token? I cannot see any significant detail on it. The other side, not much better, to be honest. So undecided on that one, but as you can see, incredibly thin. But found within the context of 2 of the hammered silver coins, so who knows? It could be old. Next up, I think we'll take a look at our little dog. There you are. Look at this little fella. So I think it's it's either a terrier, a Skye Terrier, or it's a Scottie dog. It does have writing on the side, and I'm pretty sure it says foreign. So zoom in a wee touch on there for you. Is that an F-O-R-E-I-G-N? I mean, it might be something else. It might be a maker's name. But let me know in the comments. I'm sure some wily-eyed amongst you will know. And I think it's some sort of lead alloy. And it looks like it's been
tinned or plated. It's been a silvery gold colour originally before it was lost. And then it's got this inquisitive little loop on it. So I'm not sure what sort of era that is. I'm going to guess it's probably 1900, 1950. But let me know in the comments below. An interesting little thing. So we also got this curious little gold, or this little gilded item, which is copper. It's got two little offset holes, which are not, neither of them are central. So it's a button, I would guess. As you can see, it's gilded. Quite a bit of it still remains, but date-wise, again, I've no idea. Could it be medieval? Could it be some sort of brooch rather than a button? Well, over to you all, so let me know. And then some of the more modern coinage. You can just make out Victoria there. Very shiny, as they often are. And a date on the back, which is still undecided. I'm going to say 1866. But it's 1 penny. Very smooth. A more modern coin, 1942. A threepence of George VI. Just make his head out looking to the left. This little button, I've had a few similar to this before. I think this is Tudor or Jacobean. I think it's going to be 15 or 1600s. Barely holding together, so not much life left in that. But another good sign of quite a lot of age on the site. The beautiful George V penny. Look at the tone on that. And on the reverse, a very clear date of 1929. Then we've got another Victoria, the grandmother of George V. Not quite as good a condition. And we couldn't get a date off this one in the field, and I still can't get a date off it here. It's 18, and then at the end is a number 8 or a 6. So it's 18 something with a 6 on the end. 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s probably. But either way, Victorian penny. Then we've got another gorgeous George. Look at that. Look at the tone on that. Beautiful. Beautiful coin. And unfortunately a bit crusty on the back. But we do have a date of 1913, so just before the outbreak of World War I, the Great War. And then another Victoria. This is a halfpenny. Look at the difference in the colour of the coins. Almost black, this one. So it's a halfpenny. And we did have a date. And it is 1864, I think. Or 1. But either way, it's a wee Victoria. And then, oh, feel the weight in that. Look at that coin. That is a little scratched, a little bruised, a little battered George V. A gorgeous George in solid gold. Amazing. Undoubted that it's gold. Look at the colour. And it should weigh about 4 grams. I keep turning it the wrong way around, but we've got George, St. George, slaying the dragon. 1914 is the date. Beautiful coin. Absolutely stunning. In pretty good condition. I mean, it's damaged at the top, but, you know, it's been rattling about in a ploughed field for probably 100 years, so can't complain. And that's my 5th gold coin that I've ever had. So, in terms of the order of the coins, can't quite remember what came. I know this came first. So this is a cut half. It could be Henry III. There is what looks like a 111 at the top there, but I don't know if that's just my imagination or not. But you can see a face with the little eye, the locks of hair, the nose, the mouth. And on the other side is a little voided cross that you can just about make out. So it's going to be either Richard, Henry or John and it's got a date to probably sometime around about 1250, 1270, give or take, 1240, 1270, I do believe. My guess would be Henry III, because I've had a few Henry IIIs off of the fields around this area in Perthshire, and we've certainly had a few Henry IIIs, including the best Henry III I've ever had, a whole one from the neighbouring field to where this one was found. So, beautiful little coin. And then, I think this was coin number 2. This is the one that nearly pushed me over the edge. It's got the mint mark. You can just see the words in the quarter. Civi, C-I-V-I. TAS has worn away. And then L-O-N-D-O-N, London. So, a silver penny. And probably of Edward I. You can see his bust looking right at us. And if it is Edward I, then Edward I was the son of Henry III. So he ruled from the 1270s until his death in 1307. And I don't know, but I think all the remaining coins, may well also be of Edward I. So I think this one here was coin number 3. I think I've got them all saved, obviously, in my my GPS. So I've got the order in which they came up. Yeah, I think this was because Civi, it's also worn at the TAS part, except this one is Cantor, Canterbury. So, Canterbury. So again, if this is Edward, it may well be Edward I. And it's another beautiful coin. And then I think this was coin number 4 on the hammered front. So another penny. And I think it's also Canterbury, I think I figured out in the field. So I think we've got a C, an A, an N, a T, an O, and an R. Cantor. So another Canterbury. And again, you've got the head looking right at us. And then, last but not least, hammered coin number 5. Now, you cannot often say that in a day. And again, we've got Civitas, and then we've got L-O-N-D-O-N, London again. And this one is a real shame, because look at the quality of the bust. Unfortunately, it is cracked, and it's hanging on by a thread. It wouldn't take very much effort at all to break that completely. Well, there we are, folks. How about that for a day's detecting? I mean, I really was put through the emotional ringer with some of these finds. Any one of these finds would be a phenomenal day's detecting. Days like this don't happen. Literally, they don't happen. To find 5 hammered coins, to find a gold coin, all in the same day, is just unbelievable. And it begs the question, are they there because they're part of a hoard that's been scattered? Are they there because the monks, because of the church that was nearby, people on their way to church dropped the coins? Also, could they be there because the monks, maybe they farmed the immediate land right next to the church? Maybe they had a garden, a cloister, and maybe they dropped these coins while they were working in the fields, working with animals, working with crops and so on. I really don't know. But the hope is, as I mentioned before, that Regton are going to lend me the new Extreme Horde Hunter from XP. And I'm hoping that when they do, that I can get up to these fields and give them a good scan, just to make sure that there isn't maybe a vessel or a pot or something else buried at depth where these coins came from. So I hope you enjoyed what was a pretty emotional and fairly spectacular day's detecting. But it goes without saying, find of the day is obviously the little dog. So thank you all for watching, and hopefully we'll see you all on the next dig. Take care.